Meine Herren und Frauen, välkommen till... yeah, well, anyways, welcome. It's GMODISM channel here. I'm Eric. We're back with the Gimle battles. This time, we are in the loser's bracket. Both the 10 Crammandments here by Sean Reed and UCS Resolute have lost the battle and is existing in the loser's bracket. And it's not over, oh no, indeed not, because both the 10 Crammandments and UCS Resolute has won a previous battle in the loser's bracket. So they have proven themselves that they're a bit unlucky at the beginning, but they're pretty darn good designs and they have something to give. The 10 Crammandments is a piece of funny ship, as you probably know, since it does list you the, Crammandments, the commandments for building good cram fighter ships, according to Sean Reed, at least. And I will not read them up here again, because maybe we'll do that later. But they are here. And the 10 Crammandments is a basically all the blocks you can use. 100,000, cost 2.2 million. It's a maxed out design. Armor cost is only 12%. The total firepower is a lot, 2,300, and it's all these unprotected crams inside this little area with pretty efficient Tetris relying on fragmentation. And its opponent is none other than the legendary UCS Resolute by Omicron. This design is very resilient due to its fat sides and hidden guns inside. It looks really funny. We are a lot of people who really like this little design. And it is a APS sandblaster setup, so it basically only has APS that are sandblasting. It has an armor cost that's a lot. 50% armor, that's really high, that's unusually high. Also maxed out on the block count, and it's what the hell? Okay, I'll just need to do like this. Its weapons, as you can see, is firepower 1000 with only APS. It is a sandblaster setup, and its sandblasting capabilities are quite extreme. But its firepower is kind of half that of the Commandments. So, the loser of this best of 3 battle will indeed be eliminated from the tournament. So, it is high stakes indeed. Very interesting to see if the first little cram blast is gonna hit or not. Usually the first cram blast doesn't do a lot of damage, but this one certainly, these certainly hurt. The sandblasting has started. We're now lining up for a broadside, and we do have some sea whiz cannons. They seem to be unable to deal with the incoming crams. Bam! Look at that. That, my ladies and gentlemen, is a lot of damage. But so is the damage taken here on the 10 Crammandments. Having low caliber sandblaster like this, oh bam! We are taking out the laser here in the middle. That is going to cause some hurt. That's going to decrease the health a lot here. Wow, you can see a lot of those shells here actually penetrate straight through. Whoa, we got a big hit here on the Resolute, 96%. I think we got the scary cram shot there. Seems that we have a lot of cannons active still though, but I am wondering indeed how it is gonna go. Now I locked onto some random shell. I shouldn't have done that. All right. Next swarm is coming in here. I'm just curious if them Seawiz cannons, they are just not engaging a lot of them. Look at that. They just try to shoot at some of the crams, but bam! Look at that damage, ladies and gentlemen. It lost so much health at each of those cram blasts. It's completely unable to take out those shells there. It's absolutely not able to do that. But does that matter at all? I'm not very sure it does. We have those teasing. What is this even? Is this... That's only to trick the enemy, right? I think it's only to trick him. It's not more than that. Trick enemy defenses, most likely. Nice curve, this. Backwards launch like this. Doing a real cool pattern. Anyways. The 10 Commandments, it's down to 83%. I know for a fact these crams hurt a lot, but I don't know if they're gonna win this here. A lot of the guns are missing already. Now I do feel we have a little bit of a slow down game due to everything that's happening. Each of these shells, I mean, it's not super low caliber sandblasting either, so you can see they are over penetrating here and missing out on a lot of potential damage there. This would actually need to change aim point every millisecond basically to deal optimal damage. And there the Resolute took some big damage again, 92%, but the 10 Commandments, she's down to 78%. So we're not exactly having a jolly good time here over. And remember, it's a best of 3, so we have no way near decided results. But it is good to know that the winner of this will go forwards and be able to meet new foes, but the loser of this will be permanently eliminated from the Gimle tourney. So it's high stakes, my ladies and gentlemen. And the 10 Commandments is at 76%, but I know that these crams, when they hit, can deal so much damage that I'm not sure the Resolute will actually win the first round. It's not obvious to me yet. These types of battles can turn around pretty quickly. And the Seawiz cannons, they are taking a lot of risks engaging it when it comes so close. Bam! There we got another pretty scary hit, I believe. And each of those hits can disable one of the turrets permanently. Sooner or later, that is more likely than not to happen. Well, I'll just want to say big thanks to everyone who's supporting the channel over at the Government of GMODISM. We have Chancellor Super Dave, and at the Army of GMODISM we have Admiral Dragon, Commanders Ben Wilkie and Jelfin, Lieutenants Ali, Anto, Cravey, Flars Dagon, Daniel Saikin, Owen, Pyrbag Reed, Vincent Veritas, Rick Prell, and Scooberox. Your monthly support helps me a lot. And also thanks to everyone in the Ecclesiarchy. You can see YouTube videos in early access, and of course to our cadets as well. And everyone in the Army of GMODISM, including cadets, have access to our files, our downloadable assets, like build files, templates, prefabs, turrets, and stuff like that. And cadet, and also the lowest tier here on the YouTube memberships, they are set to the lowest possible price point, so that anyone who would want to join can join. hopefully. And if you can't spare about $1 a month, well, then you should absolutely not even think of joining something like this. Then you should just keep on surviving, you know? Don't support me if you don't have the means to do so very comfortable, please. In any case, big thanks for everyone who is able and willing to support the channel. Well, that said, please like the video too, that helps a lot. Without anyone watching, this wouldn't be possible. Yeah, look at that. The 10 Crammandments is down to 63% and we don't have basically any guns. We have like 1 gun left. I wonder if this singular shell will be able to penetrate. I'm kind of suspect the 10 Commandments detection is kind of shit now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Omicron's Resolute. She is going to win it. The Resolute, I think she's the winner here. The 10 Commandments is despawning anytime very soon. We'll see though. It's a best of 3, remember, so just because the Resolute won the first battle, it doesn't mean a lot. You've seen that flip around too many times here in the battles to for me to even have to tell you that. You already know that. 59. Thou shalt build thy ship out of wood. Thou shalt apply generously of thy ram barrages. Thou shalt respecteth thy lambs as they save thy ass. Now, there you go, you got 3 of them. You get more later, right? Yeah, well, this battle is pretty over. I'll check back in if anything changes, but yeah, we're basically in despawning territory any second now, so yeah. Anyways, let's load up the next round. I'll stay with this and see what happens, but next round for you at least. Unless I check back in. I'm sure you think this is fun. So, thou shalt allow that air and water armor thee. Thou shalt lambastardly confettify thy foes. I don't know. Thou shalt know thy files idle, EMP, and denounce thee. I don't agree. EMP is dope, man. Thou shalt hail thy thou shalt hail thy superior form known as the barrage. Yeah, so shooting many crams at once. I don't agree with that either though, because taking out barrages with flak diff civs is pretty efficient, but okay. Thou shalt provideth not a superstructure to destroy. I don't agree with that either, because the superstructure is a great place to put decoys. Thou shalt survive by thy shonk. That I totally agree with, 100%, 100%. In any case, I'll just want to comment a little bit on all of this. You can see I disagree with a lot of the 10 Commandments, right? But to be fair, the Gimle lost against the 10 Commandments. So I guess you can just forget my tips. But you'll see though, the 10 Commandments may also be eliminated from this tournament now if it does not manage to win this. The first round here took out a good piece of stuff inside of here. It looks like we missed some barrels, so I don't know how much damage it in fact took, but man, the Resolute, she's not looking too happy, man. Look at that. Look at that. We have some gimped damage going on here for sure. And next. So we'll see, you know, if Resolute wins this battle too, it's winning it, of course. We're gonna have the third battle anyway, so that people can't just tell by looking at the length of the video, like, you know, or like seeing at the end of the challenge and stuff like that. Also because it's fun, but you'll see later on if it's gonna be decided by the third battle or if Resolute will win the second battle. Look at that! It actually was able to take out a few of them. But these frags, man, these frag rams are absolutely scary. Alright. I will say this. Both of these ships are pretty darn good, so yeah. Either of them has a decent chance at winning this, I think. 96 versus 94, so Resolute is behind in health. I wonder if it's gonna stay this way. I'm starting to think, honestly, that the Resolute may take this second battle home anyways. I'm not 100% sure it's gonna be the case, but we shall see indeed. Ooh, Resolute lost some health there, bam, 92 percentages. And the 10 Commandments is at 95. Well, we shall be checking in on this barrage again here. The nice thing with the 10 Commandments barrage-wise is that they are pretty spread out here, so... But then the fact is that even if they are fired from a faraway position, they would need to have different aim points, all of them, because if they don't, they will basically intersect at the same point, and then they can still be easily taken out with one diff civs, with some like munition defense bodies. Or munition defense payload in a regular gun too, of course. 90 percentages. Okay, the 10 Commandments keeps the lead here. It looks like the fire rate here from Resolute is kinda a bit decreased too. But now the 10 Commandments is starting to get behind here. Look at that. $88 versus 91. Very interesting. By the way, I hope you have checked out the GMODISM channel. We have some good, nice extra content here. And yeah, it would be cool if you checked it out and looked at some videos and stuff like that, because I want to get enough watch time to monetize that channel. Because then YouTube doesn't steal all the little revenue it does. So the thing is, it's really weird. You can't turn off ads really on YouTube anymore. The only thing is a channel that's not monetized. The only difference is that the ads goes to YouTube, to Google, or Alphabet, dependent on what subsidy or what level you're looking at. So basically, if a channel is not monetized, the creator gets nothing and the big company gets everything. And that's the reason why it's nice to help creators get their channels monetized, so they at least get a part of the cut, you know? I don't know, that's just my thinking. Do whatever you want, but GMODISM channel should hold some content that interests you if you're into From the Depth. That I can say. 86 percentages versus 88. So the 10 Commandments is still in the lead. And it looks like the sandblasting has kind of slowed down a little bit. Ooh. This is a bit of a scary place to aim here. There is like... Okay, we're not entering bisection risk yet, no. 85 versus 87. 10 commandments still in the lead. Very interesting indeed. I couldn't guess which one of these would win, because the 10 commandments is undeniably a very strong foe, but UCS Resolute, it has sandblasters, which is a pretty good weapon to kill the 10 commandments with, I'd imagine. And that we can look a little bit from the previous battles as well. The 10 commandments was matched up with the Helvetia. And the Helvetia, oh, but that uses hull points. Yeah, that's not sandblasting, that's like big kinetic APS. Well, it kind of serves the same function. But then the 10 commandments in the losers bracket were paired up with the Magma Cramlion. And that was kind of surprising that the Magma Cramlion lost that. I thought it would win for some points because they kind of use the same type of battle strat. So this is the first time it actually meets a proper sandblaster. Ooh. Ooh. The Resolute looks sad. She looks really sad. 82%, but the 10 commandments, she's at 84%. Ooh. I wonder, like, we are shedding blocks like confetti. The fire per second is kind of slowed down here now. While the crams keep popping in. You know what? I think the 10 commandments is gonna take this battle home. I think it's gonna be up to the third battle to decide this. That is quite interesting. 80 versus 83. It keeps the lead. And the 10 commandments is really squishy, so it's kind of impressive that it does keep this lead. You can see those little kinetics trying to shoot down those crams. Not possible. Look at that. We have a lot of holes here, but we got 1, 2. We do have most of the guns are actually still here. Every one of them is a bit damaged, of course, but like in general, they seem to be holding up pretty well, despite not being armored. That's mostly because they're so spread out too, but interesting nonetheless. $78 versus 82. The 10 commandments is keeping the lead, but a very small margin there, man. A very small margin. Honestly, this battle can still go either way. Yeah, this is one of those exciting battles that we don't really know what's gonna happen, but oh, is the 10 commandments accuracy decreasing? No? And we do got a couple of those sandblasters, but I feel it's dealing too little damage per second. Oof. And these crams, man, they just deal so much damage. You can like visibly see the percentages tick down every time we get a shot in here. Bam. 74. And then here another comes. Bam. 74 still. Okay. Maybe they don't hit good enough. And probably the crams, they may be a bit damaged too. So they may not deal full damage as well. Yeah. The 10 Commandments is at 81. And the Resolute Omicron is at 73. We are actually increasing the gap here in health points. I just love that this is a floating tablet. It's a very, very fun and unique ship design. That has to be said. Alright, let's see how accurate these are here. A bit off, but did still hit. Maybe they prefer to aim over water. I'm not sure actually. 72, 71, and the 10 Commandments is at 80. So we basically have a 10% difference. Very interesting. And we are already 10 minutes in this battle, man. 15 minutes is the is how far it goes. So it's not so long left in this round. Man, and the previous round were just so short. 70 versus 79. I wonder... Alright. %8 difference. Resolute is at 70. We're just shedding blocks all the time. Hmm. 69. Resolute, she has entered the funny number, my ladies and gentlemen. 10 Commandments is at 78, so we do have basically a 10% proper difference in health here. And remember that health is actually calculated dependent on the percentage of blocks lost, not on the value of the block or the health of the block per se, but just an average estimation on the percentages of the blocks left. So that's why the 10 Commandments is assumed to tick down a lot faster than the Omicron is, due to the 10 Commandments basically having no armor. It should lose those blocks pretty fast. And it really tells that the Resolute has so low damage per second in dealing right now, so that stuff like this can happen. Mm-hmm. $68 versus 77. Yeah, this battle has really drawn out on time. They are like slowly grinding at each other. But it's not quick. And a lot of these barrels on the Resolute, they're clipped in the hull of the ship, so they are unable to get a good firing angle. Whereas the 10 Commandments, even though the turrets are pretty exposed like that, they are still so much on the surface that whatever angle they are at, they will be able to hit, be able to aim and shoot. Especially considering they have a pretty low exiting velocity. They can kind of shoot in arcs over each other with no issue whatsoever. That they can do smartly, at least. So, that's good. Well, As for frag crams, it's even better to have laser area detonation. But frag crams is best like exploding in the air around the target if you can't hit it directly. You see that in a battle earlier against the Sentinel, I believe. 66 versus 75. Resolute is surely quite resilient. And did win the previous battle. And does this even take damage anymore? 75%. That's quite a good bit of damage taken. Look at that, and we are aiming one of the few guns that are remaining here too. Okay, 66 versus 75. We still have this like 8-9% difference. It's really keeping and holding on to that. And we are just seconds away. We're just seconds away from the 15-minute mark. And both of them are fighting. And the health of the 10 Crammandments is higher. Which is also the thing that looked like it was going to win. So that is... It's already decided. We passed the 15 minutes. They will have to battle it out on the third round. The third round will decide the final winner. So that's quite exciting indeed. So let me load up that. This is pretty funny too. You can see the size difference of them. Look at that, man. Right, so we can see... We can actually stay here a little bit in space and just see the action from afar a little bit for a change. The ships are closing in. We're facing up the broadside here with the Resolute, and this first blast here is so important for the rest of the battle. Right. Another cram barrage has exited. And the 10 Crammandments is indeed in the... No, they are equal health. Alright. The battle is ongoing. We have 98 for the Resolute by Omicron on the left and 97% here on Sean Reed's the 10 Crammandments on the right. If I didn't mix that up. Alright. 96%. So the Resolute is in the lead right now, as is to be expected. We'll see how this develops. 98, 95. All right, looks like the 10 Crammandments hasn't been able to gimp any of the weapons real good right now. So yeah, the damage is ongoing, is it not? 94 versus 97. Oh man. Yeah, the Resolute is in the lead here. 10 Crammandments is at 93. I don't know if that means it is going to win the entire battle. I think we can dive down here and check a little bit how it looks down here on the sea level. But it was a little bit fun. You could see the size difference up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we have all 6 guns blazing by the looks of it. Oh, and the Seawiz system seems to be online too, taking out one of those shells as well. I guess that... Oh, bam, look at that, taking out that Cram Blast too. I think perhaps that the 10 Commandments needs to damage specifically the guns that are responsible for doing some sea whiz fun to be able to win. If it's not able to blast up the things doing some sea whiz fun, well, it may be game over. Interesting indeed. I love that we have like a 2-meter thick brick of wood on the top here, and that kind of works as the armor. That's actually some decent armor stacking and stuff. 88% just... Wow, look at that. We're absolutely shredding the interiors here. The interior parts. The internals, I mean. Because I can't speak. Alright. Whichever of the designs will be the winning one. Right now, it looks like the Resolute, the UCS Resolute, looks like she will be the stronger ship between the 10 Commandments and... Well, we shall see indeed. Omicron is up here. All right. 97%. I can't see UCS Resolute losing this, to be honest. We are blazing. The guns are blazing. Let's check out the incoming cram shells here. We got the next volley coming in. You can see. Ba-da-bap. Took out that. Next one is coming. Ba-dam-pam-pam-pam. Take that out. Third one is coming. So here is where you would absolutely need some barrages. Like all of the shells would be shot at the same time. Because now that they are spread out, you can see that the seaway system is able to take them out. Now, having barrages, the counter to barrages is of course flak damage or munition defense, like especially big rods, 500mm. But when we're dealing with single shells coming like this, the kinetic sea whiz is a better counter. Wow. Look at that. We're taking out those cram blasts here. It looks like the 10 Commandments relied on luck, taking out the well, everything is reliant on luck, to be honest, but taking out the sea whiz systems early on, making that first cram barrage really count and take out the first blast here. Man, the UCS Resolute would be so much more survivable if it had had a few diff sieves in the front, so that it could actually fire some rods against incoming, like basically cancelling the first barrage. Then it would be such a much more strong design. That is definitely something I would recommend Omicron to upgrade the Resolute with. Having a few diff sea whiz in the front, you can steal some from the Gimle, for example, or the azipods, or maybe some newer ship I'll upload soon that has updated guns, but them on the Gimle is pretty decent. Just a few in the front, and that would cancel the first barrage, and that would absolutely improve the survivability so much. Very interesting. The 10 Commandments has entered the funny number of 69. So the poor thing is being shredded by the Resolute's penetrating capabilities. Look at that. Cram blocks are being shredded, laser blocks are being shredded. A lot of interiors, internals are getting shredded. The empty space inside, yes, may water and air protect thee, but, well, if you're having a swarm of sand sand kernels, sand sand grains being thrown at you like this, stuff is gonna fly off anyways. Oh my. 96 versus 65. Yeah. This is pretty decided, I believe. We'll need to stay with this, of course, to really make sure the results are as we expect them to be. But this is a highly interesting battle. Beautiful patterns the sandblastings are making into the tablet. It really looks like tears, or, well, they are tears, but it looks like, I don't know, cracks in the tablet? Do you know? Or how do you think it looks? I don't know. Well, what did you think of this battle? Please tell me in the comments what you thought of this. It would be interesting to hear. I think this battle was really cool. This was such a surprise, actually. Either of them could have won. Both are really good ships. But, well, the 10 Crammandments, we will not be seeing any more of it. It will be eliminated. It is, in a few seconds, eliminated from the tournament and will not be seen again. Great submission from Sean Reed. It was really funny. 10 Crammandments, what a concept, what a ship. It performed very well against the Gimle. Very impressive. I thought it was so cool. But all good ships have a counter, and the UCS Resolute did counter it 2 out of 3 battles, which is enough for making it eliminated. And there we have entered despawn territory. Congratulations, Omicron. Well fought. Well fought, best matros. And Sean Reed, really good job. I think you're a matros too. In any case, good job, but we will not be seeing any more of the 10 Crammandments. Sadly, it's a very fun ship, but that's how it is. That's the result. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like. And do check out the GMODISM and the Relaxism channel up there for some more fun content. Or I mean Relaxism fun content, that's relaxing stuff. If you need some relaxing, like 12-hour videos of white noise or whatever, that's your channel. And it also needs some watch time. Anyhow, this is your host, Eric, and I'm signing out. Thanks a lot for watching. Great battle.